Ladies
All right, who's ready to dance?
and gentlemen, I've got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engines.
Who's ready to dance?
Welcome back to the podcast. We're going the JC route, and today is our bracket special. We're here. We're going to build out an entire bracket and come to a consensus for a national champion. It's going to be the best bracket you have seen. And we're here to discuss. Don't be a negative Nancy. Shut up.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right. This is gonna be the greatest bracket ever, and we are going to brackets are gonna wish our bracket.
We're gonna get it 100% correct.
We're gonna make $1 million and be incredible.
We'll split it three ways. We're even gonna get the tiebreaker picked for the final score correct.
Oh baby,
we're experts at this.
Oh baby, it's gonna be good. I mean, without further ado, I'd say we jump into it.
I agree.
Okay,
I've got mine going too.
If your pick differs, you can choose it on your bracket. We are going to come to a consensus here, and I say we start in the South region.
I agree.
Okay, that makes the most sense.
Let's be honest. Do we need to spend time on this first pick? Alabama, A&M, Corpus.
Nope, A&M Corpus all the way.
No. I mean,
they do give up a lot of points.
In the history of the game, in the history of the tournament, I mean, there's only been one that's ever beaten a one seed, and I think Alabama is a tough team to play against, and even they're finding a way to beat them.
You don't think we're getting UMBC this year?
Not in that one. Maybe another one, but not that one. I don't think it's gonna be that one. There's three others we can choose from, but
okay.
Why can't they just be good at football and only football?
I mean, if you're not happy about football and basketball, you don't want to see softball either. They're pretty good, even though they lost yesterday, or this weekend, which was fun.
Then I'm torn about. I'm torn about this next one. I
have my opinion. Who are you thinking initially?
Virginia can score. I do know that from them being a Big 12 school, but I like
Maryland's defense looks solid, but that's probably more of a representation of the Big 10 more than anything.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at their. I'm looking at. Let's see. It's pretty neck and neck which way you go. I'm kind of leaning West Virginia, but in terms of defense, what I'm seeing here, Maryland's is better. What do you think, Chris?
Honestly, I haven't seen much of anything from either team, but yeah, defensively speaking, Maryland does look really good. But West Virginia is battle tested. I mean, you talk about the Big 12. They had 12 games that were in the top 25. They were 4-8 in those games, but I mean they're battle tested. So you have a fairly good defensive team versus a team that's been just fighting through the entire year.
That was my initial thought. Was West Virginia appears to be a lower seed. And a worse off team, but we've got to compare the Big 12 with the Big 10. The Big 10 was good. I mean, you've got a bunch of good teams, but
the Big 12 was the best team at conference. And
Big 12 was a nightmare all year for everybody.
So, but James, I agree 100%.
What?
With what you were saying, the Big 12 was a nightmare, which, hey, makes us the Big 12 champs look even better, right? But I will say this.
Shut up, Texas.
Hey, don't talk to your superior like that. But
all right, buddy.
I'll see you in the fall.
I'll see you on the softball diamond in a couple weeks.
I'll see you on the baseball diamond. But
Are you sure you want to do that?
Okay, hey. Back to the task at hand.
we'll save this for the fall.
Okay.
It is
Back to the task at hand.
Do we want to say? I mean, sure, West Virginia is battle tested. Agreed because of the Big 12. But if you look over at Maryland, like what you said earlier, their defense is solid, and West Virginia does give up more than they do. So it's kind of a coin flip. Do we actually need to flip a coin?
My vote's West Virginia because of the Big 12 factor.
I'll you know what? You've convinced me. Okay, that's my first upset.
I mean, that's not much of an
Roads,
upset.
take me home to the place I belong.
West Virginia.
All right. We come to our first 5-12 matchup. San Diego State
and Charleston.
versus Charleston.
I'm picking Charleston, boys.
I'm taking San Diego State.
So, here is my thought. But from my understanding is that San Diego State has a great defense. The flip side of that is, from what I've heard, Charleston has a great offense.
Ooh.
So,
I think just looking at it, I think that San Diego State's gone through. Like, I mean, you look at their record. I mean, Charleston has only lost 3 games. San Diego State's lost three more than that. But I think San Diego State, their conference schedule is tougher than Charleston. I think.
What conference do they play in?
Who? San Diego State or Charleston?
Charleston.
San Diego State.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I just looked it up.
Because that
Charleston. CAA.
CAA.
Who?
Yep.
So, yeah.
The CAA.
All
Stan-
they're missing is an N in front of that.
No.
Nice.
No.
But
Funny.
with that being said, I think San Diego State takes it.
You know, the fact that they play in the Colonial, and then if you look at San Diego State,
Mountain West, let's be honest.
it is Mountain. Yeah, that's
Also, here, reading through this, I think I'm convinced. Here's the big thing. All juniors and seniors.
That is.
I think experience takes the cake.
so San Diego State. It is.
Yes, sir. Okay, here's one that I may defer. I'm thinking Furman.
I'm thinking Virginia
Why?
because of their roster. That's why I like their roster better than Furman's.
Virginia's just so boring.
But that kind of, because you said they're boring, that kind of goes in the first line there where it says the Cavaliers are the best offense in terms of assist to turnover rate. Like they keep it simple, stupid. And it says like this team melts time off the clock on offense and relies on efficiency.
That's what they're notorious for, is just playing slow basketball and just bleeding clock.
And this is the first time. How do you? Furman's mascot is what? The Paladins?
Hey, that's pretty sick.
Yes.
Not gonna lie.
This is the first time dancing in 43 years.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll take a Paladin over a freaking Cavalier any day.
And James, if you click on it, if you read, it says, "But aren't strong defensively." That to me,
you have to come with you had to come with a team that has some sort of defensive prowess.
So because of that, I'm picking Virginia.
And you
convinced me. Virginia it is.
It's gonna be a very
hold
boring
up. I
bracket. It's just gonna
convinced
be
you?
all high
I
school.
convinced the great James.
I am great. I am great. That is
Hold
true.
on, calm down, slow down.
So now here we go.
Um,
We've got one of my favorite mascots in the game.
The Blue Jays.
Blue Jay. You
The
know
Blue
what?
Jays?
Chris was telling me that there was a commercial where somebody saw like a blue jay just flying by and been like, Blue Jay, Creighton, Blue Jays champs by 20.
That's enough for me. Creighton, it is.
Okay, hold on. The thing with Creighton is they also have some guys that were like veterans as well, and they can shoot the ball pretty good. Because I at Arkansas saw them in the Maui Invitational, and they shot the ball very well, and they have a really good guy man down low, who's a 2-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year, and but on the flip side,
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
there's not much I know about. There's not a lot I know about NC State, to be honest.
So what I'm reading, okay, so Creighton has experience because this is their
Yes.
5th tournament in the past 6.
Mhm.
Their center, Ryan Kalkbrenner, is
Ryan Kalkbrenner.
thank you, is the 2-time
You're
Big
welcome.
East Defensive Player of the Year, and he's one of
That's
the
right, I
best
got
career players. So they have balanced offense with free throws and threes, but they heavily rely on the starting 5. The Wolfpack has a really good transition team, but they are very inconsistent defensively and lack reliable depth. So, to me,
They were.
Go ahead.
The other thing I would say is that they were 12-8 in an ACC that's not been good. That was not as good this year.
Yeah.
And I think the conference that Creighton plays in is a little bit better.
Yeah. So, and because of defensive reasons, again, I'm picking Creighton in this one. James, you agree or disagree?
I'm with Creighton.
Cool.
Defense and shooting.
Now, on to the Colt from Waco.
Do we really need to spend time on this?
It's going to be the Colt from Waco.
It's going to be
Yeah,
bad.
that's one of those games.
Who is UCSB?
University of California, Santa Barbara.
Is it the Gauchos?
Gauchos, yeah.
Gauchos. I think Baylor is one of those teams that kind of has been what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't played up to the potential. They're a much better team than I think what their record shows. And here's the thing about this tournament: there's a lot of teams I feel like that could be put under that category. I feel like this is a very open tournament where I think anything can happen. And I think Baylor should be. They're a little bit better, I think, than what their record shows. And they come from but on that same note, I mean, that record also just shows how good the Big 12 is. And from what I've seen, Santa Barbara hasn't really played anybody to strengthen their teeth against. So this is going to be a tough matchup for Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Honestly, 14-3 is looking more 16-1.
So it is Baylor. Then the next one's interesting.
Here's one that's difficult for me because Utah State's a really good team, but Missouri is hot right now.
They are hot, but they are also, according to this, one of the worst rebounding teams.
I believe it.
But man, the Aggies are fun to watch thanks to an offense that ranks as one of the nation's most efficient. They can beat you from inside and outside the arc. I'm going to go up to the statistics here. Let's see. Opponent points per game. Missouri's had a
You
better.
know, one thing we have to keep in mind is freaking whatever conference Utah State's in, Mountain West, whatever it is, I don't even know. Compared to the SEC, my problem is I don't like teams that turn the ball over. Mizzou likes to do that. But
Yeah.
Utah State's a little bit too streaky for me. And when you've got a little bit more of a battle tested team in Missouri versus a team that can be streaky in Utah State, I think I got to choose Mizzou.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then I would agree with that. Do we need to spend time on it's gonna be Arizona.
I would like to see it happen, but probably not.
Oh, of course I'll love to see it happen, but Liz. Okay, another one. Are we gonna spend time on this?
No, it's Arizona.
Arizona. Do we want to go ahead and finish out the region and then move on? Or do we want to do the entire? Do we want to go round by round?
Let's go round by round.
Go. Yeah, I like round by round. It's that I always do that.
Are we going to the Midwest?
Round by round, it is.
No, are we going down or up? Or
We are going
sideways?
down to the Eastern, which is like what I like to see.
But this has not been solidified yet.
Is it really gonna be that difficult?
Hey, Texas Southern, baby.
No, Purdue.
Short and sweet. No, Purdue.
Okay, so this next one, Memphis FAU. For
Yeah.
me, this is pretty cut and dry. For Memphis,
You think?
I would say so. Are we saying something differently, or what are we thinking?
I mean, it goes back to what they've done and what the conferences and
Memphis they beat Houston in the conference. They won their conference tournament because they beat Houston. They only lost by 3 to Bama. They beat A&M and they beat Auburn, all of which teams are in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
North Texas, they beat North Texas twice.
Who's not there?
Against UAB. They beat Florida, but Florida was gross this year and they got trounced by Ole Miss.
James, I'm kind of
And Memphis.
Go ahead.
The other thing I will add, looking at Memphis' schedule, when they played Bama early in the year, they only lost by 3. If I'm not mistaken, they almost beat Houston twice. One 72-64, the other one 67 to 65, and then they did beat Houston in the championship game by 10.
Yep, that's what I just said. So they're kind. Well, so here's the thing. We can look at it 2 ways. Memphis, I think I trust Penny Hardaway. I think that team's gonna go far. I'd probably pick them to beat Purdue too. My thing is are they going to continue the momentum after that championship game, or are they going to come off that high and let down?
Normally you take that, and I feel like that's where to me that's when March starts, is the tournament. I mean, that's whenever teams get hot and they start to just get into a winning streak. So
we're keeping that hot streak. Memphis, it is.
Because it's not like they're like a one. I don't feel like there's enough pressure to really be like, for it to get to them. They're an 8 seed. It's not like they're a 1 seed.
Yep.
Here,
if I could, there should be. I feel like there should be no pressure to continue to build on what they've done.
Absolutely,
James, if I may. The Owls though do have a top 40 offense and defense, and 2 of their players are taller than 6'4".
Only 2 players?
True.
Okay.
Well, that's true. They just have 2. So yeah. Oh, I read that wrong. Yeah, so only 2. Yeah. Okay. I think we'll go with Memphis. All right. Do we need time on this?
All right. Here's one.
Yes, we do.
I really, really, really want to pick Oral Roberts.
Here's the thing, and I'm leaning.
They are an incredible offensive team. and they have a 7'5" center.
Who is a Razorback. The other thing that I will say is that their star has been to the tournament, and he was upset somebody as a 14th seed, and then Arkansas ended up beating them. But
wasn't Max Abmas part of the team that beat Ohio State as a 15 seed?
Yes. He's got experience. And here's the thing. Duke has momentum going into the tournament. They played themselves into the tournament.
Duke is
a few weeks ago they were out of the tournament, and they are absolutely hot.
They won like
you said, with Amos and Connor Vanover, they have a chance to really make this game interesting. I don't know. I think Duke will take it, but I feel like if Oral Roberts gives them pressure, I wouldn't be surprised to see Oral Roberts win that game.
I'm gonna go with Oral Roberts on this one.
See, my thing is one, and they're an older team too. So not only do you have experience, but then you've also got talent. And then
yes,
just look at their offense and versus their defense.
Like Oral Roberts isn't like your normal just 12 seed or a normal team that's been there before. Like this, Max Amos is a star.
Absolutely,
he's not just this guy that we just heard of. We've heard of him for like 3 years.
Dude, teams wanted him to transfer, and he chose not to.
And he didn't. And then Vanover, I mean, I'm happy to see him having the success that he's had. But I mean, yeah, I obviously the safe bet would be to go with Duke, who's hot. But this one right here is a true bracket buster.
This is one of those make or break games, because Duke is the safe pick. They're hot, and they have that kind of what's the word for it?
They're a traditional power. They're a blue blood.
They've got that what's the word for it? I forget what I can't think of the word. I'm gonna think of it later. It's gonna piss me off. But they've got that history of success. Now, keep in mind, first year without Coach K, so it's a little bit different. And Oral Roberts, they're one of those teams that nobody's expecting much out of them because they're playing Duke, but they're damn good. And I think the one other thing I've got going here is this is a 5-12 game. We know 5-12 games go crazy all the time. And this is like peak upset alert. And I just think Oral Roberts, I mean, we saw it here. Duke plays the slow game. They only give up 64 points a game. They only score 72, 73. I mean, look at Oral Roberts. They're winning games by 14 on average.
I think the key for Duke is if they can stop Amos, and they can stop Vanover, who can shoot. If you can do that, then Duke wins. But like I said,
what day is this game? I want to watch this game.
It is
3/16, so Thursday.
Crap! I will be working, but I will be watching.
Okay. I might be working too. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to Oral Roberts, boys.
Yes. That's our first real upset.
Yeah, I don't think I would classify West Virginia as an upset.
No, I wouldn't.
That's not an upset. That's like if you put like they're even.
Then
here's another thing about with the Tennessee Louisiana game. Now that we're on that one, with the same thing that I mentioned with Baylor kind of underplaying themselves, Tennessee's kind of been that same in that same situation. Now they do have an injury issue. One of their I don't know if he was a senior or if he was a junior, but one of their veteran players, Zakai Ziegler, he went out with an injury against Arkansas, and he hasn't. And I think he's out for the entire year. So, but they can play.
And Tennessee has one of the nation's most elite defenses. So for that reason alone,
not just that, but they also have veterans besides the Kai Ziegler. I forget the guy's name. He starts with a V. Vescovy is another guy that's been with that team for a while, and they just have
that dude's still at Tennessee.
Yes, he is. Santiago Vescovy is still there. but they can do it. They're another team that can go pretty far in the tournament. A lot of them, but
Interesting.
I'd go Tennessee.
Tennessee, it is.
Now another SEC.
Kentucky and Providence. Let me be honest. I know nothing about Providence basketball. Are they a legitimate threat?
Based on what I just read, Kentucky is one of the tournament's best out rebounding opponents and scoring in the paint. Okay? Pause. Now go down to Providence. Providence has struggled against teams that are strong shooting from the perimeter and are 1-5 when they lost the rebounding battle. That
All
was
right. Kentucky is.
Kentucky Wildcats.
Fair enough.
Man, you talk about here's the thing. You talk about a Kentucky team that really played like that was another team that was just bad for a while, and they about a month ago they probably would have been out of the tournament.
Okay, do we need to spend time on this next one? I think it's pretty cut and dry. Kansas State.
Yep.
Another team with a former Razorback.
All right, here's one that's intriguing me, but I know nothing about either team.
See him.
The Spartans are an offensive juggernaut.
Are they? They average 70 points a game.
Who are they beating?
They lost to Purdue twice. They lost to Gonzaga by one. They beat Kentucky. They lost to Bama. They split with Indiana. They beat Maryland. They lost to Illinois. They split with Iowa. And they beat Penn State. That's good.
At Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how bad? I'm curious to see how badly they lost it because they beat.
I'm picking USC.
I disagree.
Well, here's why, James.
Okay.
Let me make my case. So, Michigan State, good offense, right?
Okay.
Their one concern is their defense, as teams hit a high percentage of 3-pointers against them. Okay? So now moving down to USC. They rank 50 in both offense and defensive efficiency, but their stiffening defense inside the 3-point arc is their calling card. They're led by...
I'm reading it.
Yeah. So...
Here's one thing I think is going unnoticed. Look where this is being played.
Columbus. Oh.
It's essentially going to be a home game for Michigan State.
Yeah, hold on. I'm checking something real quick.
I'm still leaning Southern California.
I'm leaning. I think I'm leaning Michigan State.
I'm on the Michigan State side. I like the fact that USC their spread is better than Michigan State's, but I just don't think that the Pac-12 was a very good basketball conference this year. Outside of
they had some good schools.
I mean, outside UCLA, USC. Arizona State's. You got Arizona. Arizona State's in the play-in, but largely nothing was impressive like the Big 12 or the SEC. And then even then, USC has a losing record against top 25 teams. I just think that with Michigan State's history in the tournament with Tom Izzo, and then the fact that they're basically going to get a home game, I think it just makes too much sense for Michigan State.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think it could be a teeter-totter game though.
Absolutely, it can definitely go both ways. Marquette.
Yep.
They're a sexy pick to win it all this year.
Yeah, they are
going back up or staying.
We'll see if that actually happens, but
going back up.
Back up to the top in the Midwest region. Houston and Northern Kentucky. Let's not spend more time than we need to.
Northern Kentucky, baby.
Yeah.
Their defense. I mean, look, Houston, dude, 56-75 in the American, which is not a bad conference.
No, it's not.
In Kelvin Sampson, we trust. Yes. Okay. Here's one that I struggle with. I try not to overthink it. Without looking at any stats, who would you pick out of Iowa and Auburn?
I don't know much about Iowa. I've obviously watched Auburn because they're in my conference, but I haven't seen a lot of Iowa to really form an opinion on how good or how bad they are. I know how decent Auburn is. They've got some veterans that came back from last year. That was a really good team. They've struggled at times.
Iowa
There's
has
a part of me that leans Iowa.
they have the
There's a
fourth
part of me
best
that leans Iowa.
offense in the nation. They struggle on defense. That's Iowa. Auburn fouls.
And you also look at where that game is at too.
Oh, Auburn it is.
Auburn fouls a lot too.
I mean, yeah, this one's difficult because Auburn's basically getting a home game, but if you're going to combine a bad fouling team and you're going to give that to a team that's already top 5 in offense, that doesn't seem like a strong combination. Plus, they haven't exactly been hot recently. So, I mean, I think the savvy pick is Iowa. Just they've got a lot going for them in this game.
Okay, Iowa it is.
Hawkeyes. Okay. 5-12, baby. I know nothing about Drake.
The U is going to win.
I don't have an answer.
Shut up, Watch.
I mean, I can't exactly disagree. I just literally don't know anything about Drake, so I'm not going to overthink it.
Yeah. And I think didn't Miami win the ACC?
I think they did. Yeah.
Like it's not.
Duke
It's not what the ACC did. They?
Duke won the tournament.
But didn't Miami get to the championship or something like that? Like really close?
Probably. Let me look.
Let's look at this, boys, because Drake might bust the bracket. So hold on.
The ACC
Honestly,
is not.
I'm
what it
more
used
worried
to be,
about
but
the
it's
game below it.
Indiana and Kent State.
Yep.
The thing that Drake has is they have a very experienced starting 5.
Experience does help.
Miami tied for the regular season championship with UVA.
Okay. But the ACC is not what it used to be, but it's still really stout conference.
Louisville went 4-28 this year. Holy crap!
They were terrible. I had never seen a Louisville team that bad in my life.
That's pretty crazy.
So I'm kind of leaning, boys. I might be leaning Drake here.
Why?
One, because Miami.
I like their point spread. I like it. They're winning games on average by about 12 points.
And Miami doesn't have a good defense.
And they have veterans.
And Drake has veterans. I think I'm gonna. Where's the game being played?
Albany, New York. So that's an advantage for Drake.
I'm picking Drake, boys. I'm gonna pick the upset in this one.
Let's go. I'm all for.
I can, James.
I'm all for failing NIL.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say failing NIL?
No.
That's where the NIL originated. I don't know.
You guys don't know the Isaiah Wong story?
No.
I don't.
So basically, Miami's star player after last season threatened to leave if he didn't get a bigger NIL deal, and then basically Miami's biggest booster pulled out the checkbook, got him a bigger NIL deal to keep him to stay. So I'm all for NIL getting in the way of success. Drake, let's do it. Let's go Drake.
What is their mascot? Is it Beaver? Is it a bulldog?
It's a bulldog. Okay.
I'm going. I've got to go. Oh man.
I really want to go Kent State.
But
I understand Indiana is the traditional power.
and Trace Jackson Davis, bro.
Yes. However, Kent State.
And they have a freshman of the year as well.
Fair.
But no, to your point, Kent State's battle tested as well. I mean, they've played 2 number ones, lost by a combined 12. They still lost those games, but they put up a fight.
I'm picking the Hoosiers because they're battle tested and because their defense is really, really, really good. I'm picking the Hoosiers.
I'm picking Indiana because of same mixture of talent and experience.
My one argument would be Kent State is 38th in defensive KenPom, and they're really good at forcing turnovers while not turning it over themselves because they've got experience at guard, which I believe would help against a talented Indiana team. Yeah, I mean, I really want to pick Kent State. I just don't know if I can build a good enough argument for them at this point.
To me, it comes down to defense, brother, and their defense is better.
What's Indiana's KenPom defensive rating?
Where can I go to look? Let's see. Let's go stats. Let's go. They're in the Big Ten. What were you asking, James, about defense?
What is each team's KenPom rating?
KenPom rating. Where do you see that?
Yo, I'll be back.
Where do you see that, James?
I'm just going to Google it.
I'm going to do a
So Kent State is, let me see, 5, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23, 26, 27, 31, 33. Kent State's 38, like I said. Indiana is 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Indiana's ranked 43 in KenPom defensive rating.
What is KenPom?
KenPom. That's like the college the biggest database for college basketball statistics. Kent State has a better rated defense than Indiana, and if we go look at offense, Indiana's
more of a complete is one of the most complete teams in the tournament this year.
I would have picked Indiana.
I'm picking Indiana.
Kent State is one of the worst offensive teams that made the tournament statistically in Ken Palm. So let's just go Indiana.
Cool.
Okay.
Their defenses are relatively similar as far as Ken Palm ratings go, but Indiana is significantly better offensively. So I just think that needs to take it.
Okay.
Cool.
We got playing.
Awesome.
We got a game. We got Iowa State versus two teams that are playing right at this very moment. Actually,
Does one of the other teams winning change your prediction?
No.
no. Here's
Okay.
the thing.
That's what I
A lot of times there's been times where the playing games, teams have made it pretty far in the tournament. This is the game. This is a play-in where it's like I can't see either team doing much of anything past this. Mississippi State's not been really that impressive. Don't know much about Pitt, but you got an Iowa State team that's coming from the Big 12. That's going to be have the battle scars to be able to, I think, pull it out.
Fair enough. Do we need to spend more time on this than we need to? Xavier, Kennesaw State.
Xavier, no.
It's essentially a home game for Kennesaw State.
Here's one that's going to get really interested. Not in this round, but in the next round.
This one's tough.
So
here's the thing.
A&M lost in the SEC championship, right?
Big
Yes.
time.
I'm pretty sure Penn State won the Big Ten tournament.
I like Texas A&M's style of play, though. I like their coach.
Buzz, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. And here's the thing about A&M. I don't know much about Penn State, but A&M loves to rebound. They will get after that board. So what you have to do is you have to be able to get out and run. You have to out rebound them, and then you have to get out and run. Also, I think they're also very proficient at shooting, if I'm not mistaken, because I've seen them. We've played them like 3 times.
They do not shoot well from the field. They need
against us.
They need to get. That's the reason I'm not picking Arkansas. But if they're A&M does well when they get to the free throw line, but if they're not getting to the line, they're not necessarily going to do well.
So who are we picking?
Let me see if this will change your mind at all, just because I'm curious. Let me see. Where are we at? A&M is significantly rated higher in defensive Ken Palm than Penn State.
Okay, A&M it is.
A&M. Colgate, move on.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's have a serious discussion here. Colgate's pretty good.
They are pretty good. But we won the best conference in college basketball.
You won the tournament, not the regular season.
We won we won the regular season title and we won the Big 12 tournament.
Didn't you tie with Kansas or something?
No, we won. We won both. We had the tiebreaker with Kansas. And we beat Kansas by 20 in the Big 12 tournament final. Let that sink in.
Actually, Kansas won the Big 12 regular season because they had a better conference record by 1 game.
Oh, did they? I thought.
Yes. And OU was last. Let's go. But yes. No, I think Texas will take it here. They're a really good team. They're experienced. They're long. They're long inside and they're talented on the outside.
And
Colgate, I'm sure, is a great team, but I think Texas is rallying really well around the interim coach. We'll see how far it can take them.
Yep. Cool. On our way down. Howard.
Kansas, cool.
Howard.
I'm not spending time here. Shut up. Arkansas, Illinois. Here is
I'm picking Illinois.
the interesting one. Chris, give me your argument for Arkansas.
I don't think he can.
Here's the thing about Arkansas. I think they're talented enough to beat just about anybody, but they're young enough to lose to just about anybody. They struggle to shoot from the field, but they play really good defense. The problem is that sometimes they can't help but to foul, and the guys that we thought we were getting in the interior have not played up to what they have done. But we are one of the tallest and longest teams, I think, in college basketball. So if you get a zone against us, and we struggle to go in, and you force us to shoot threes, we're gonna lose. But if we can find a way to get inside and make plays down low and get fouls, we have a chance at winning.
See, it says offensively inconsistent three-point shooting has led the team to create more opportunities inside the arc. Okay. The Fighting Illini enter the tournament as a strong defensive team, ranking one of the best in the nation. They do struggle from shooting. They are a strong second-half team. Okay, let me look up at the top here. I'm going to look at some statistics. It's literally neck and neck.
These teams are essentially the same.
Versus,
if I'm looking at KenPom ratings, Arkansas is actually rated higher than Illinois. Looks by about 15 spots or so.
oh wow.
If we look at offense, where are we at? Where are we?
Oh, and here's the other thing. The biggest factor of them all is who's coaching them.
You trust Musselman over Illinois' coach?
I don't know who Illinois' coach is, but I mean, the same coach that we've had has sent us to 2 Elite Eights.
That's fair. Here's my question. What's his name? Matthew Mayer. Is he healthy again? Is he back?
Who?
The dude that was annoying as hell on Baylor, transferred to Illinois, and he missed a couple games recently for an illness or something. I don't know.
Oh, I couldn't tell you from Illinois' standpoint. I just know what we have. I know our best player came back last month, I think, and he's been getting up to par, and he's been playing fairly good. And he's a guy that can shoot, but there's not a lot of guys that can hit threes.
For me, I don't know, to be honest with you. All joking aside,
I'd pick Arkansas in this because I'm biased, but the next one is where I'm really concerned because Kansas has shooters.
It's the inconsistency from Arkansas they cannot hold leads to save their life.
Oh, that's the other thing. We suck at holding leads.
And Illinois is a good second half team. It is. Illinois it is.
Yep. Okay.
I'm picking Arkansas. I'm biased.
That's fine. I'll pick Oklahoma. It's cool.
At least we made the tournament.
St. Mary's VCU. Here is another 5-12 game.
VCU.
I want to pick the 12.
VCU.
They play all the
am
games really, really
I
close.
cannot tell you how thoroughly unimpressed I am with St. Mary's conference.
Really?
Because their conference is also the same conference as Gonzaga's. That conference is supremely underwhelming.
They're in the same conference as Gonzaga?
Yes. It's called the West Coast Conference.
Interesting.
I'm picking VCU, but with that being said, St. Mary's actually has had some very good teams.
And St. Mary's is one of the best defensive squads. What do we got, James, on Ken Palm?
Ken Powell.
Ken Powell.
Ken Palm. As far as offense goes, I'm looking for St. Mary's. VCU is actually pretty far down the list. Let me see where's St. Mary's. St. Mary's is actually really high up on the list offensively compared to VCU. And then when we look at defense, it's not a match. St. Mary's is like in the top 10 defensively. Well, I mean, actually, let's see. St. Mary's is 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 8th in adjusted defense. Ken Palm. VCU is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay.
So defenses are actually really comparable. St. Mary's is better, but my thing is I don't know if I trust St. Mary's competition. Let's see. They lost to Houston. They were 1 out of 3 against Gonzaga. They beat SDSU. They were one of the teams that actually beat Oral Roberts. That's pretty impressive.
Beat Vandy about 10. Beat North Texas about 30.
Mm-hmm. They lost to Memphis, lost to Arizona State, beat Pitt, beat Dayton.
Maybe you do pick Sanders.
I think you do pick St. Mary's, actually. Unfortunately.
I'm like VCU historically.
Here's one I think is pretty straightforward. I think UConn goes. They're pretty hot right now. They're good.
Although, do you know who Iona's head coach is?
Rick Pitino, isn't it?
Yeah, Pitino.
I don't care.
That's not enough to yeah.
Like, I just don't care. UConn is good.
They are.
UConn it is.
Does this play-in game change anything for us?
Nope, TCU.
Okay.
I have to see how it plays out, but yeah, I right now TCU just for.
Are we spending time on Gonzaga?
No, Gonzaga.
Okay, last 2 games in the round of 64. Northwestern, Boise State. I did a little bit of research here. I like Boise State not only because of their point spread. Their BPI is really similar to Northwestern.
It is.
Now, Northwestern is one of the better defensive teams. We know that. Also, we know Mountain West sucks in the tournament. However, actually, I'm going Northwestern.
Okay, Northwestern.
I think there's too much going for them at this point. And then we're going UCLA, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's pause.
That's experience and talent on that team as well. Guys that have been there 2 years.
How are we feeling after 1 round?
Feeling really good.
I feel like I want to see my bracket get busted.
I mean, it's going to happen.
I honestly don't even honestly, I picked this and then I'm just like, I just want to see somebody get beat.
Imagine
my team.
We are actually perfect except Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
That'd be some shit right there. But also, imagine we're perfect, but Colgate beats Texas.
Oh.
You won't be hearing from me.
Here's the thing: if either one of those happen, if Arkansas is the only thing that keeps us from a perfect bracket, y'all will never let me live that down.
Wait, but Chris, you picked Arkansas.
I know
his bracket.
Yeah. No, if Texas manages to lose to Colgate, I'm blocking both of you for a few days.
It's gonna have to be at least a year because I'm still gonna bring that up. Actually, you're gonna have to wait a couple marches because next March I want to bring that up.
All right, back to the top.
All right, Are we back going to the round of 32?
We are. Let's keep it moving. We're about halfway through.
Bama.
I'm picking West Virginia.
Shut
I'm
up.
picking Bama.
Okay, Bama.
But it goes back to the same situation with Oklahoma. Can they shoot? If they are off shooting, you have a chance to beat them. And beat them big.
I don't know if West Virginia can stay with them offensively, regardless of if they're shooting good or not.
Okay, then you take that.
I think this one's pretty clear, West Virginia. Going back to the Mountain West being terrible in the tournament, I think San Diego State's defense will be good enough to get past Charleston, but I imagine Virginia just grinds them.
Oh, you said
into the
West. I
ground.
was like, wait, what? Okay, Virginia. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do we agree? Disagree?
Agree.
Creighton Baylor's gonna be fun.
I think so. Creighton,
I'm still picking Baylor.
I might go Creighton, honestly, boys.
I like chaos.
But is this the place that chaos happens? I don't think so. I honestly think Baylor is.
But Creighton's defense, man.
Yeah,
One of those. I think one of those games that you could see a March Madness moment.
Actually, I've got a stat for you that actually might back up what you had to say. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
This is one of those games where you could see a Christian Laettner shot or a buzzer beater or something crazy happens.
I have a stat for you. Okay, let me see. Where did it go? Where did it go? So, remember that 100% of the national champions since 1993 have made their conference semifinals. Baylor didn't do that. Another one is that 100% of the team, or since 2004, 100% of the teams that have a top 10 offense in KenPom and a defense outside of the KenPom 100 have never made it to the Sweet 16. Baylor is one of those teams. That being said,
I'm
we're
picking Creighton. Missouri, and Arizona. I'm picking Arizona. Missouri,
we picked Creighton, right?
Yes.
Arizona and Missouri.
Arizona.
Cool.
Okay. Here we go. I'm picking Memphis.
Really?
Ooh. Wow.
Just Purdue started out really, really hot, and they just kind of didn't look great near the end of the year. I just think Memphis is so hot right now. I just think it makes too much sense.
What in terms of defense, what are we looking at?
Pull it
Because
up.
this is what it comes down to.
So, let's see. Purdue and Memphis.
Memphis does not rebound well at all. I might pick from a defensive standpoint.
Purdue is 26 in KenPom adjusted defense. 30.
Yeah, I'm going Memphis.
And 33, 6, 7, 8, 9. Memphis is 46, so they're relatively similar. Purdue has a slight edge, and Purdue actually has the better offense in KenPom too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll go Purdue.
Okay.
Oh. I feel like this next one is interesting as well. I just feel like Oral Roberts is just an interesting.
Keep the dream alive, baby. We're going Oral Roberts.
I'm picking Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee because of defense.
Their defense is very stout.
This is where the Oral Roberts will beat Duke because of Duke's year, but Tennessee is going to continue to march on. I'm picking Tennessee over
Fair enough.
over Oral Roberts.
The dream comes to an end. Awesome. Kentucky, K-State.
I'm taking K-State.
But I say, I think at this point, K-State's the better team.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
They're actually very similar.
They're the better team. They're battle tested.
Guy.
Yeah.
I'm going K-State. Let's keep it rolling.
Yep.
Yeah, same.
I'm pretty confident with Marquette against Michigan State.
Okay.
But the Spartans do have a really stout offense.
All right. Again, I don't know if I can call 70 points a game a stout offense.
It's not the.
Okay, I'll go with Marquette.
I'm thinking
Houston,
Houston I really think Houston pretty handily beats Iowa.
Yes, agree.
And I imagine Indiana beats Drake's run.
Hold on.
Okay.
I mean, we picked Drake to beat Miami. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, we'll pick the Hoosiers.
Okay.
And yeah.
Here's one that's a little bit more difficult than we think. Xavier and Iowa State.
Let's see. What does Kim Pong say?
Let's see. Xavier is 5, 6, 7, 8. Is 9 in Ken Pom offense, which is way above Iowa State's offense. Very significantly. We talk about defense.
Iowa State is the better defensive team.
Iowa State's 9 on defense, and Xavier is essentially nowhere to be found. So
I'm picking Iowa State.
I think defense wins championships. I think it does.
And now here's a good one.
What? Let me see. What is?
Hold on.
Now, see, these are actually pretty close in decisions, slightly for Xavier. But when we look at, so Iowa State got blown out by UConn, where Xavier beat them twice. Xavier went 2 out of 3 against Creighton. They lost Indiana. They beat West Virginia. They beat Providence twice. They went 1 out of 3 against Marquette. Iowa State beat Baylor 3 times. K-State, TCU, West Virginia twice. I think I want to go Xavier because they've shown they can beat the Big 12 team. West Virginia. No, West Virginia. True.
Beat Marquette. They beat a 2 seed. They almost beat a 1 seed. They beat.
You know what?
I would say it is defense.
Well, I don't want to confuse anymore, but
we going back and forth on that.
Only scoring 68.4 versus Xavier scoring 81.4. That's
how much are they allowing?
They roughly have
74. That's what we're saying. Iowa State's defense is the Ken Pom equivalent to Xavier's offense, but then vice versa the other way. So we've got good offense, or we've got bad offense, great defense versus great offense, bad defense. Typically, I want to take the awesome defense, but it's the tournament, especially the farther you go, you've got to be able to score points and get buckets. So that's where I think now we've started, even though we want to have good defense, you've got to be able to put points on the board. And I just don't know if Iowa State's that team that can put enough points on the board to keep up with Xavier.
We're picking Xavier.
Okay.
All right.
Now your game.
All right, Aiden. Go on your spiel.
Come on.
All right. So, sure. I've seen what A&M can do. Having
Let's come here. We've got to spotlight you.
Having kept, yeah. Oh, thanks. So, A&M's done very, very well in the SEC,
I'm fucking with you.
obviously. But this is where it comes to the end. To all my A&M fans that watch this, you made the tournament. Congratulations. You're walking into Wells Fargo Arena March 18th, and I'm going to let you know something. You are walking out of there with nothing. Texas is going to end your cult run. Texas beats A&M.
It sure would be like Texas to lose this game, though.
It would. It would, but all joking aside, we score more, and our defense is better, and we have more experience.
A&M
Versus top 25 teams.
A&M. I don't know. They're
and James,
I think
Texas actually won the Big 12.
True. It showed against Bama if that A&M can get frustrated when they're growing up against a team that can put points on the board, and Texas is definitely one of those teams that can put up points.
With Marcus Carr.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens with that one.
Go Texas. Reluctantly. Okay. Kansas, Illinois. I'm rocking with Kansas.
Yeah. Chris has Kansas and Arkansas. Give us your spiel. Come on.
It's not going to matter either way.
But I mean, seriously, do you think Arkansas stands a chance against KU?
I think we could play with them, but they have shooters, and we suck. We do not have shooters. So they hit. If they're hitting shots, there's nothing we can do.
So you're going with Rock Chalk Jayhawk?
Yeah, on the bracket I am.
Of course. You know what? I forgot to ask, guys. We need to ask the real expert here. Ryan, could you please tell us who's going to win these games? No, we're just picking at random.
Oh, yeah, we're picking at random. Okay.
No, we're not picking at random.
Might as well just click the button that says complete my bracket for me.
I thought about doing that earlier. I might do that once before.
What's the bracket?
What?
We're filling out our brackets.
Okay, let me pull up the bracket.
So,
Hi.
should I pick a random one or should I pick one of his 8 and
Between St. Mary's and St. Mary's and UConn.
I think A&M's gonna win everything.
Let's go.
Wow.
You're
Okay. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying. I don't respect the conference that St. Mary's in. St. Mary's beats BCU because they just don't have what it takes to keep up with them, I don't think. But UConn's a different story. UConn takes that one. UConn takes that.
All right.
UConn St. Mary's.
What, you don't want a St. Mary's Gonzaga repeat in the Elite Eight?
And I'll say this. I think TCU beats Gonzaga.
What?
Really?
No.
You don't trust.
I don't know why. That's a team that year in and year out is prone to being upset at one point in the tournament. Maybe this is the year that they change that, but like every year there's been a team that has taken them out of the tournament because that team is battle tested and Gonzaga is not.
But I'm not going to pick Gonzaga to win the tournament. I just don't think this is the spot that they lose.
Yeah, and I think experience.
I think maybe it's not this one, but it's definitely the next one with UCLA.
But I would say that. But I think experience favors on the dog side, especially with Drew Timme.
Yep, mustache man.
I'm picking Gonzaga. Where do they stand defensively, though, James?
What?
Where do they stand defensively?
What?
Where do they stand defensively?
Let me Let me pull it up. Do. Ken Palm. Ken Palm. Ken Palm. We love our statistics. On the offensive side of the ball, Gonzaga ranks first. And TCU is way down the list. Way down the list.
Okay. So
On defense,
Gonzaga it is.
Gonzaga ranks lower than TCU.
I'm going with Gonzaga because of their offense.
C. Okay.
All right. And then UCLA.
Yes.
All right, back to the top.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
16 time.
Time to get
Bama.
drunk. Time to get a car.
You're picking Bama?
Bama v.
Yeah.
Virginia. This
Bama.
is an interesting one because Bama's putting points on the board. Virginia's trying to slow it down. I'm not convinced that Virginia can keep up with Bama's pace. I think this is one of those games where if Bama gets out to a lead, Virginia's
They
going to
just
struggle.
never look back.
Virginia's going to struggle to get back in the game.
But the defense, James.
Yeah, that's fine. And so we are making the assumption that Bama does get out to a lead. I think they will, just because of how talented their offense is. Now, if Virginia keeps it close and they start grinding on Bama, kind of like OU did against Bama earlier in the year, then they could be in trouble. But I really think at this point Bama is going to run away with it.
All right, Bama it is. Creighton, Arizona.
I think this is where Creighton's run comes to an end.
All right.
Oh, that's very boring. 1-2.
We've gone chalk. Oh no.
I'm picking Tennessee here.
I mean, like I told you, I thought Purdue's run came to the end at the round of 32. I think this is where their run comes to the end, like at the very latest.
All right, Tennessee over Purdue. And then Kansas State, Marquette.
This one's going to be fun.
I'm picking
Offensive, defensive points per game. They're very similar. Marquette's the little bit of a better offense. Of course, K-State's the better conference. Both teams have done well against top 25 teams. If we look at games played, Marquette, holy crap, they blew the shit out of Baylor. They beat Creighton. They're 2 out of 3 Xavier. Yeah, I think I'm rolling Marquette here.
but defense.
Yeah, but let's see. In defense, K-State is significantly higher than Marquette.
And what about the offense?
Offense. It's about the same flipped. Marquette has a Marquette has the 5th, 6th, is the 8th best or the 9th. Wait, the 7th best offense in the country as far as adjusted offense. Ken Palm, and K-State's way down the list. This is another one of those games where you've got the players as far as K-State goes, talent-wise, to win this game. But if you let Marquette go on a run, they may not let off the gas.
I'll pick Marquette.
Cool.
All right.
Anything for you, Chris? Did you say differently?
For which one?
Kansas State, Marquette?
No. Close game, but yeah, no. For whichever game one it is on there that y'all think, but I think it'll be a toss-up in that one.
All right. Righty. Okay. Houston, Indiana. I'm taking Houston.
Yep. And then Texas and Xavier, I'm taking Texas.
There's just so long.
I'm taking UT all the way, man. Big 12 champs. We are going to the elite. We are going to the Elite Eight.
This one is like
Xavier's defense is not that good.
they are pretty bad.
They're so bad.
Xavier. Well, wait, is that right? Did I read that right? Xavier's offense is better than Texas's, but I just think the disparity in the defense is what's going to cause them this game.
Cool. Texas it is.
We're going super chalk. It's gross.
It is.
Kansas and UConn. I just feel like Kansas is bound to go on a run.
All right, so Kansas, and then Gonzaga, UCLA. That's hard. I think
So let me see defense.
defense
Offense.
UCLA would have the advantage. Offense Gonzaga for sure.
Well, yeah, Gonzaga's first by. It's not exactly close. As far as so Gonzaga is first in adjusted offense, 77th in adjusted defense. And then UCLA is where are they? Where are they?
Hey, the Stars scored, by the way.
Nice.
Nice.
We're within one.
What period is it?
It's
Yeah.
about to go to second intermission.
Did I miss UCLA? I think I did. Yeah, I did. UCLA is 20. Whoa. Hold on. So Gonzaga is first in adjusted offense, 77th in adjusted defense. UCLA is 25th in adjusted offense, first in adjusted defense.
UCLA?
Yeah.
I
Wait,
think this
who
is
have
when
they played,
Gonzaga's
though?
run comes to an end.
Who have they
Was
played?
UCLA played? UCLA has played a better conference.
They've
UCLA has played a better conference overall than
All right.
Gonzaga.
But,
Gonzaga normally has a tougher non-conference.
experience is also
Well, and so here we look at it. Gonzaga beat Bama by 10, but they got blown out by Purdue. They got blown out by Texas. They lost a close one to Baylor. They did 2 out of 3 against St. Mary's. They blew out Kentucky. They slightly beat Xavier. UCLA, they went 1 out of 3 against Arizona. They lost to Baylor, blew out Maryland, beat Kentucky, beat Illinois, beat Oregon. But Oregon's not
they lost to Oregon. I'm sorry.
Neither of them exactly
And here-
have good results this year.
They lost to Illinois.
And
you know what?
here's the thing. I'm sure Gonzaga is really annoyed with how they exited the tournament last year by Arkansas.
So I'm picking, you know what? Experience and high-powered offense. I'm picking, and with Drew Timmy, I'm picking Gonzaga.
I just don't think I can. UCLA being the first in defense. There's a difference between having a really good defense, high-ranking defense, and an elite defense. UCLA has an elite defense. And here's the thing. Gonzaga doesn't have the the notable players they have had in the past. They don't have the Chet Holmgrens, the Jalen Suggs, the Andrew Nemhards. They're all in the NBA now.
Yeah.
They've got Drew Timmy.
No, I think Nemhard might be.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Let's ask the expert. Ryan,
I think Nemhard's at Creighton.
UCLA or Gonzaga?
I thought I was banned from the podcast.
Fine. All right. I guess you convinced me. There, UCLA has the best defense. We'll go UCLA.
Sweet. Bama, Arizona. This is in the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four.
I really don't want to pick them. But they've been so good.
I've got to pick.
You got to pick Bama. Brandon Miller's been unreal this year.
Yeah.
He's been a shooter.
I just
And then this, I agree. We'll pick
yeah. I think
we'll pick Bama. And then between Tennessee and Marquette, I'm going Tennessee.
is this where Marquette's run stops?
It is because of Tennessee's defense.
So Marquette is 7th in adjusted offense, 49th in defense. Tennessee is 48th in offense, 2nd in defense.
Yeah, to me that's enough.
So here, yeah, okay, I agree.
Okay, to the top. Texas, baby.
I
This is where Houston's number one comes to an end.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
That's fine.
Houston is the more complete team. That's a fact. Their defense is incredibly stout. They're long, and this game will be at home. Wait,
No,
Kansas
it's in
City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City, is that right?
Yeah, it's
What-
in Kansas City. James,
thought
but
they were
also look at who Houston
Oh,
beat.
the Final Four's in Houston.
Look at who
Mhm.
look at who Houston beat versus who Texas beat.
Okay, Houston beat St. Mary. They beat Virginia. They beat Oregon. They close lost to Bama. They're 2 out of 3 against Memphis. Texas beat Kansas 2 out of 3. They beat Gonzaga, split Baylor. They lost to Tennessee, split Iowa State, beat Creighton, split K-State, TCU.
And the conference and exposure. Houston's only had 2 games against top 25 opponents. Texas has had 15.
Yeah, but fucking half the fucking Big 12 is top 25. But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
That's
Houston's the number 1 ranked team in the country for a fucking reason.
right.
And here's the other thing. Points scored, very, very similar. Here's the biggest gap. Houston's only given up 56.5 points a game. Texas is giving up 67.
Where do they sit?
Houston is 11 in adjusted offense, 4th in adjusted defense. Texas is 18th in offense, 11th in defense.
I'm sticking with my team.
Well, here the other argument is you can't argue talent in this because both teams recruit incredibly well.
Yeah.
Both teams are incredibly talented.
Oh.
I think because for me, Houston's like my favorite to win it. I'm always going to back Kelvin Sampson. The one you're gonna talk me into fucking Texas, are you?
Yeah, because look at the conference we played in, brother.
Texas is gonna lose in the fucking round of 64.
This is going to lose in the round of 64. Wait, did you have us in round of 64?
No.
We're gonna. It's gonna be Texas is gonna prevail over Houston, and if that, let me convince you otherwise. That's what all the as soon as the brackets were, I'm sorry, as soon as every team was seeded, everybody had Texas beating Houston.
Last year, every expert had Gonzaga beating Arkansas.
That's
about.
different.
So the
How is that
experts are
different?
stupid.
The experts are going to get it wrong,
True.
and some of them go with what's who looks the best on paper. Some of the experts aren't experts.
I'm picking.
All right, we'll go Texas. You fucking convinced me. I still have Houston winning my bracket.
I'm gonna do another one too. Chris, when we grab food tonight, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna copy James, send me your other one because I want to look at it and see if I disagree with it. Then I'm gonna do a coin flip bracket.
I did 5, and they were all just randoms.
Okay.
Kansas UCLA.
So as it stands, we're looking at where is it? Where is it? UCLA is 25 in offense, first in defense. Kansas is 28 in offense, seventh in defense.
I'm picking UCLA.
So very, very close. I am picking Kansas because of the Big
Why?
12 factor.
You know,
And
I'll agree with that.
we get a Texas-Kansas Final Four rematch.
I'm okay.
Oh.
Man, they just won't go away.
Okay, wait.
Oh,
So
so-
hold on. We got
wait a
an we got an SEC final and a Big 12 final.
Actually, this makes a ton of sense. Because who are the best two conferences in basketball this year?
That does make sense. Yeah.
And
And
those
then-
are two of the best teams. Those were two of the best teams from each conference. I really don't want to pick Alabama, though. I don't want to pick Alabama.
I just don't see
But-
Tennessee beating them in the Final Four.
That's the thing. Like, I think Alabama's had their number just about every game that they played.
Let's see.
It's hard not to pick Alabama.
So when they went to Tennessee, they lost by 9.
Or maybe it's the other way around. I can't remember. Well, I know
Tennessee beat Alabama at home, granted, by 9.
Mm-hmm.
and that was when they had.
It's the
That was
defensive aspect for me.
So
If I'm not
looking at
mistaken,
it,
at the time that they beat
Look-
them, they were almost unbeatable, and they've looked very beatable the last month or so.
Bama or Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's why I'm hesitant to pick them because they're capable of going on a run, but they haven't been as dominant.
As they were at the beginning of the year.
Well, so here's the
or
rating.
middle
So
of the year.
KenPom, Tennessee is 48th in offense, second in defense. Bama is 19th in offense, 3 in defense. You've got to pick Bama.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bama, all right, Texas, Kansas.
Okay, so hear me out. This is not a spiteful pick. I'm picking Kansas for 2 reasons. One,
Go ahead.
they have the word. You remember I was telling you earlier I was looking for a word.
Mhm.
The word
You
is
remembered it.
pedigree.
Okay.
Kansas has that winning pedigree that the Texas program hasn't had in a while. Okay. Yes, Texas has beat Kansas 2 out of the last 3 times by a major, major margin.
James.
This is
How
a
many ti-
spot that I
Can I
believe
ask-
Kansas's pedigree comes to play.
James, but look also where the game is being played.
Houston, I'm aware. It's going to be a home game for Texas.
Here, can I ask one thing? How many times has Texas played Kansas?
3 times, I believe.
3.
And what's the
Texas is 2 out of 3.
win?
2-1.
Okay. So, and like that honestly doesn't even matter. Talking about what Aiden just said, the Houston thing, because Kansas was there last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the pedigree, and I didn't fully understand what you were saying at the beginning, but now that I think about it, Kansas has the pedigree. I mean, we talk about experience from these teams. There's experience on that team, and that experience is winning a national championship. You want to talk about a team that can win it all, that knows how to win it all? That's the team out of any team in this bracket,
And
because they've done it.
that's the reason why I want to pick Kansas is because they have the experience. Yes, they lost a lot of talent off their team last year, but they've got Bill Self who knows how to win every year in and year out with players. Texas, yes, they were successful this year. Yes, they won the Big 12 tournament. They almost won the Big 12 regular season. They're really, really good. However, their team doesn't have the experience in big moments. And you can't tell me the Big 12
Like
tournament
Kansas does.
is a big moment. Like, who cares about the conference tournament, right? This
I
is
do.
a major, major moment.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm making this is going to be my Texas bracket.
Okay.
So Kansas it is.
All right.
Now,
Here we
You
are.
got the most boring thing you
April
could ever have in a
3rd,
championship game.
Houston,
You can have
Texas.
number 1 Alabama, number 1 Kansas.
So if we're going off of stats, like we talked about, Bama is 19th in Ken Palm adjusted offense, 3 in adjusted defense. Kansas is 28th in adjusted offense, 7th in adjusted defense. Bama has the slightly better statistics. Okay. Kansas has the pedigree. They've got the experience. Who won it last year? Kansas won last year?
Yes. Against North Carolina, I believe.
No shot they go back to back.
Damn it. I don't want to see
As much as I don't want to pick Alabama, no shot Kansas goes back to back.
It's okay. It's okay, James. I have Texas beating Bama in the final, 83-77.
Fucking course you do. You homer piece of crap. You're just a homer piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a fucking headache.
Let's pick Alabama and wrap this up.
All right. Final score.
Are we entering the Acura Attorney Challenge sweeps?
Shit, give me a car. Yes.
Were we sharing the car if we win it?
Hell yeah. We'll do it. It's like a time.
You get it for 1 month and I get it for another month.
There it is. Roll Tide.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't
like
either. It feels gross.
All right, let's wrap it up and let's go get some food.
Let's wrap that bad boy up. That's our tourney.
It is March, and Thursday is just around the corner. And
We're going to join a group. We're going to join the Fans of Air Force group. No, we'll join the Sports Center group.
Okay. Yeah, we're not doing first take because they will scream at us for making these picks.
What are we doing?
We're joining a group, the Sports Center group. So if it's time and we win, here we go.
All right. I'm
gonna stop sharing so we can wrap this bad boy up. We've got an hour and a half. Good job, boys. It took us an hour to do the round of 64, and then we did the rest of the tournament in 30 minutes. Absolutely phenomenal job. As much as I don't like it, I feel good about it. As much as you can ever feel good about a bracket. If I'm
being honest, I hope that bracket gets absolutely busted.
I'm pretty sure we picked like 3 out of 4 5-12 games to be upsets.
I'm looking forward to that thing being busted by Thursday afternoon.
It's going to be busted by like Thursday at 1.
I know.
The freaking first game, Missouri and who are they playing? I don't even know.
Oh, Missouri. Missouri is playing
Utah State.
Utah State, yeah.
Or Maryland, West Virginia. That's the first game of the tournament. That's going to bust our bracket. Just with our luck. But it was fun. I feel good about our bracket as much as we possibly can. Like I said, it was fun. I don't see why. I don't see any major flaws with it. Like, we didn't pick anything ridiculous, which is probably where we went wrong. Well, we did pick something ridiculous. We put Texas in the Final Four. What are we doing?
We are making the Final Four.
No shot.
Hey, James, can we? If we do make the Final Four, what will you do?
Fuck all. Fuck you. I'm not doing shit.
All right, let's go. Let's get out of here.
No, because if they make the Final Four, I'm gonna be so pissed off, and you're gonna go to Houston for it. I already know, which is super annoying.
We're going to Houston. If we make it that far, we're going.
God.
Are you gonna wear your OU stuff?
Oh God, I'm gonna be miserable. No, I won't wear my OU stuff, but God, Houston. Ew.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like I don't want to go to Houston. Nobody likes Houston, unless it's the university. Because I wish the Houston Texas game was in Houston, because that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a ridiculous game, by the way. But there it is. Bama's the champ. I don't know why you expect anything else. Most years it goes chalk anyway. Thanks for listening. This is our March Madness bracket special. Hopefully it gets up before this tournament starts, since the last couple weeks I've had issues. But thanks for if you made it to this point in the podcast. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
Can't wait to talk next week about how busted the bracket is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or we're gonna shove it in your face if we're still perfect. Remember that. But until we'll see you when we see you. Thanks for listening. We'll chat soon.
Hook 'em. We got this. Yeah. 49-0. 49-0. Eat my ass.
Talk shit, get it.